Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Line here on TVG. Alongside Paul LoDuca, I'm Mike Joyce. And it is on a somber note that we begin the racing week today, as the entire thoroughbred industry is mourning the loss of Hall of Fame trainer Alan Jerkins. It was announced yesterday that he had passed, and there has been plenty of response, and we have a lot to talk about. It's going to be impossible throughout the day to encapsulate the career of such a great trainer and what he did. But we are going to do our best to look back and remember a fantastic career and an even better man.
Yeah, Alan Jerkins' nickname, the Chief, the Giant Killer, how many different names you can describe him by. And, you know, I didn't know Alan on the personal level, where I got to meet his son, Jimmy, on a personal level a long time ago when I played for the Mets, almost 10 to 12 years ago. So it's a tough time for me, and knowing Jimmy as well, but you're taking a look at Alan, and listen, he was, Mike, inducted in the Hall of Fame at age 45, the youngest trainer ever to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. We already know him being the Giant Killer. He beat Secretariat not only once, he beat him twice with Onion and Prove Out. He beat Kelso 3 times with a horse called Bo Purple. Some of the ones, obviously, Sky Beauty, one of the horses that I remember for me were Sky Beauty, Double Is Due, and Wagon Limit. I'm sure I'm missing a ton more. Wagon Limit was one of my favorite horses ever. His last stakes score in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, with Emma's Encore as well. So our thoughts and prayers, my thoughts and prayers as well, of all of us out here at TVG, goes out to the Jerkins family. It's a giant loss. I put Alan Jerkins in the category, if you're going to look to another sport, he is Derek Jeter. He did it in New York, and he did it always when the bright lights were on, Mike. You know, to me, the bottom level claimer, that'd be like Derek Jeter against the Pirates on a Tuesday when they were not that good.
Yeah.
But when the lights were on in the big stage, Alan Jerkins was Derek Jeter for me.
And he's a patriarch of a racing family, too. Both his sons, Jimmy and Steve Jerkins, are trainer, and his grandson, David Jerkins, is the racing secretary here at Del Mar. He's brought his career California. So the impact he's had on the lives of those closest to him has been felt, and the impact that he's had on the lives of those around him. We'll hear from people throughout the day. Caton's going to be live on hand at Gulfstream Park, but you know, 160 career stakes winners. The numbers speak for themselves. He won the Eclipse Award at age 43 for Outstanding Trainer in 1973. That was the year he beat Secretariat twice. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 75. That was 40 years ago. The Chief, the Giant Killer, those are the names that those close to him affectionately called him. And he passed away yesterday, March 18th. He was the age of 85, just about 5 weeks short of turning 86. Alan Jerkins, truly a legend in our game, and it's going to be hard, especially for our friends who make their trade, apply their trade in New York and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's going to be a giant void on the backstretch and through the entry boxes. We get some video of him. You take a look at him in action and some of his horses in action. Of course, this was the Whitney Handicap. He defeated Secretariat twice that year, both in races that started with a W, oddly enough. That's Onion beating Secretariat in the Whitney, and then in the Woodward, Prove Out would beat Secretariat as well. Not a lot of people can make a claim to that. And that was the year of Secretariat, but he was crowned Outstanding Trainer, much in part because of those two. And here's the 1962 Suburban, one of 3 times that Bo Purple beat the great Kelso.
Yeah, pretty amazing. You know, and especially, too, you talk about the loss and so many lives that have been affected yesterday. You know, we talk about guys like Dwayne Lucas, and I want to say about 2 weeks ago I watched a old interview from Harvey Pack, who is probably sitting right next to Alan as we're speaking up in heaven. And they were talking about, you know, the disciples of, you know, Dwayne Lucas. It was Pletcher to Hennig all the way down. And I mean, all the people that probably Alan Jerkins has affected, not only his sons, Stephen and Jimmy, and all of his assistants all the way down. It really does trickle in the horse racing world. So obviously, again, what Mike was saying earlier, you know, these type of things, you know, there's so many different assistant trainers that learned under him, so many people that shuck stalls under him, so many riders, riders' families, you can go on and on, Mike.
And all of them seem to have the same impression of the man, and that he was a great trainer, but even a better human. So Alan Jerkins, we are mourning the passing of and celebrating the life of one of the greatest trainers ever to saddle a horse in the sport of thoroughbred racing, as he passed away yesterday, March 18th, at the age of 85. We'll be back on the morning line right after this.